Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about how to productively study geography in 10th grade. So without any further ado, let's get started.
Geography is one of those subjects that looks really difficult at first glance just because there's so much information packed onto the pages. And revision is a difficult process because we don't know where to start and how to finish. So I'm here to share some tips that might make your learning experience better, especially considering the fact that the upcoming examination will be in multiple choice form.
Step 1. Using tables to your advantage. So most people, nearly 55% of people on this earth are visual learners, and I think it's very helpful to divide the knowledge that's present in the chapter into a table form to make it easier to look at, easier to process, and easier to remember. So I've created quite a few tables just to help myself, and I was hoping to share it with you. So this is for the chapter Agriculture in our geography textbook, chapter 4. And as you can see, the dense information present in this chapter is the cropping patterns. So I created my own table using the information in the book, and I categorized the data into the name of the crop, the season that it's grown in, the conditions that it's grown in, the states that it's primarily grown in, and the uses of the crop. And if you look at the textbook, it's not that easy to remember all of these things, but by using the table, I separated the data, and it makes it super easy to remember the significant features of each crop. The next suggestion I have is to also use mind maps or flowcharts to your advantage, because especially in these textbooks we see a common pattern in all the chapters, which is types or classifications. So in chapter 1, resources and development, we have types of resources. In chapter 2, we have types of farming. In chapter 4 we have types of farming. Chapter 5 we have classification of minerals. So obviously, to make this better, we can create flowcharts or mind maps. And these are all some of my own resources. So I use these two tables in the chapter 1. So to divide the types of resources on their various classifications, and also for the different types of farming, which you can see this is the same data here, but I made it into a denser, compact form, which is easier to remember and easier to learn. Step 3 is to find common aspects between different chapters, because usually in the textbook all the chapters have one unifying element. So for example, in the chapter Resources and Development and Agriculture, the concept of soil is some sort of unifying element because in both chapters it's a highly important topic. So it would be helpful for you to just go through soil as an individual subject and connect the dots between the two chapters so you don't have to revise them separately. So it eases your revision process and also allows you to remember better, because humans tend to remember better when they connect the dots, as we see it as a chain of information rather than individual blocks. The next step I have for you is to divide your work, and this is crucial because especially when you're revising a week or two before the exams. So each chapter can be divided. For geography chapter specifically, it can be divided into the theoretical aspect and the map items. So theoretical aspect is like the classification, the detailed explanation of each concept. And there's also the map items, which are also quite important aspect in the examination. So it would be essential to divide your work and spend a few days on the theoretical aspect and dedicate a few days to the map items. This way you're conserving time and you're also having a planning structure for how your revision process is going to work. So that concludes the tips for this video.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you have any other suggestions, or if you just found these tips helpful in general. So in the future, most likely next week or the week after that, I'm planning on producing another video titled How to Productively Study History in Grade 10. So if you're looking forward to watching that, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned.